Oh, dang it! Thrice damned fishback bastards! I'll kill them slowly and then chase their rotten souls through all 7 hells! Peace, Commander. We are here for a purpose, and vengeance is not it. I want your mind on the task at hand, savvy? My apologies, Admiral. You may count on me to keep a clear head. Good. According to our sole surviving scout, the Sahagin and their thralls have already begun to amass at the Aetheryte in the depths of Sapsa. If we are to act, it must be now. The men are ready, but we await your orders, Admiral. As predicted, the Sahagin have tightened security in and around the spawning grounds. A frontal assault is like to be met with fierce resistance. But we are not so artless as that, Commander. We shall divide our forces and strike them hard and fast at key locations. Remember, our ultimate objective is to take the Sapsa Aetheryte and eliminate the Sahagin priest presiding over the summoning. We're not here to kill them all. The Maelstrom shall engage and distract the Sahagin legion of drowned pirates at the Serpent's Tongue. Commander, you have charge over this effort. Be mindful that the lay of the land there is devilish for attacking foes. Let the foreign levy spearhead the assault, and have subsequent units fan out to cover their flanks. At the selfsame moment, a diversionary squad formed of galleons from the Crimson Fleet shall harry the enemy from offshore. In likewise, we Scions shall form smaller units in hopes of confusing the Sahagin defense effort. Elder and Ishola, the 2 of you are to make your way to the site of the summoning ritual. The Admiral's diversion should serve to thin the enemy's defenses, rendering your path less perilous. A small party, I believe, should be able to win through without drawing unwarranted attention. Thancred and Yukiri, your mission is to lure as many Sahagin as possible out of the spawning grounds. Having done so, take your heels and circle round to join the infiltration unit of Ishola and Elder. When all has been set in motion, I myself shall cut a path to the Aetheryte, accompanied by Lady Menophelia, as was agreed. Well, don't let me keep you, friends. To battle! When last did we fight side by side, Elder? Too long ago, I warrant. But come, let us away. Hi, Stola. We killing these guys? There. Pray do not concern yourself. 'Twas but a glancing blow. Come, the Aetheryte is close at hand. Let us press on.
Damn them. They have made thralls of soldiers and civilians both.
Floopsy will cut them down.
Did I miss much?
No, we didn't miss you. Oh. Be still, Floopsy's heart.
So that is how you fight in the Far East. Mental note, pick no quarrel with Domans. But seriously, if I am to keep up, I must needs forsake elegance for efficiency.
Not impressed.
To the Aetheryte!
You'll forgive me my lateness.
I've been something of a liability of late, I know. 'Tis high time I set about making amends.
Long have you shriveled swordwalkers tormented our kind. But no more! Your time is at an end! You shall perish with salt in your wounds and sea in your lungs. Lord of the world, hearken to our plea. Lord of the world, deliver us from our misery.
Do you feel that?
Tingly. Oh.
I know this sensation. It's the echo.
What? Such power! It is transcendent!
You couldn't have done that a little sooner? Before he got the power up? Oh.
7 hells.
Strike me down if you will. It is futile. I have mastered the gift. I am eternal.
It's a neat trick.
O mighty Leviathan, ruler of the seas, born of waters primordial, I offer unto you this frail flesh that you might grant your faithful servants deliverance. I beseech you, come forth!
Die, damn you!
Foolish shorewalker! You cannot kill that which is eternal!
Oh,
Heavens forfend.
that's a big one.
Damn it all!
My being ebbs away. But it should by right be infinite. Am I not immortal? Curse you, emissary! You promised me everlasting.
Did he get eaten by the Leviathan?
Where did he go?
What say you? Nary a single ship? Hells take that sea demon. Gather the survivors and get to shore. Leave the wrecks for the pirates. Leviathan wastes no time. The diversionary squadron is lost. For a mercy, 'twould seem the Primal now makes for open sea. But why does he not press his advantage? Unless... God save us. He means to unleash a tidal wave.
Well, shit. Understand, I speak of no normal wall of water. That which Leviathan makes ready to conjure carries more destructive power than aught seen in nature. Enough to raise entire coastal settlements. If his last attempt is any guide, we cannot suffer history to be repeated. Yet how in the seven hells are we to prevent it? Very carefully. Though our plight cries out for action, we must take thought. So long as Leviathan remains in the open sea, he is effectively beyond our reach. Our fleet is second to none, of that you may be sure. But Limalian herself would struggle to best the Lord of the World in his element. In a straight fight, he would make meat and match wood of us. We need another plan, that much is plain. Let us return to Limsa and see if we cannot think of one. I shall await you in the command room. You are expected in the command room. Pray do not keep the Admiral waiting. Floopsy is here.
There used to be a hamlet beyond South Tidegate in western Lanosha. Halfstone, 'twas called. Some years prior to the Maelstrom's founding, Leviathan rose from the briny depths and set about unleashing watery hell upon us. On that occasion, the company of heroes put him down before he could do too much damage. But when the bastard came next, this time in the wake of the calamity, we were not so fortunate. Weary of ravaging our shoreline, He summoned a tidal wave which fair leveled Hearthstone and washed the soil away for good measure.
The area was subsequently occupied by the Sahagin.
Aye, the thrice-damned creatures transformed it into a spawning ground for their brood. Given the quantity of crystals stolen to feed him and his legion of thralls, we can be fairly sure that Leviathan is stronger now than in his previous incarnations. If that sea demon is left to wreak havoc, what befell Hearthstone may well befall a larger settlement, even Limsa. That cannot happen. The primal must be stopped.
That was ever our objective, Admiral. But how are we to achieve it? The sea is Leviathan's uncontested domain. The ships of the 3rd Squadron could not close to within 100 yards of the primal, nor could their cannons pierce his defenses.
I have read the reports, Master Thancred. Our warships may as well have been bloody pleasure barges for all the good they did. 7 hells! Is there no way that we might strike back?
The company of heroes defeated Leviathan, having first lured him into an inlet, but we must needs contend with him upon the open sea. It will avail us little to consult past experience.
Admiral, if I may.
Speak freely, Marshal.
By all accounts, Leviathan's most formidable weapon is the very sea itself. Waves and whirlpools, tides and currents, all these things are his to command. The key to victory, I believe, lies in disarming our foe. This, in effect, is what the company of heroes achieved with their ruse. We cannot lure Leviathan from the sea a second time. But what if we could weaken his hold upon the element of water? I have heard of devices capable of such wonders. They draw upon the power of corrupted crystals, I am told.
We did that with the Gerudo.
If mounted upon a ship, such a device might be used to prevent Leviathan from bringing the full force of the sea to bear against us, rendering him no more dangerous than any other sea serpent.
Is it just a coincidence that you have the same voice as Sid Garland and you're talking about the same thing he did? I see through your disguise, Mr. King's the first left year.
Of course! Sid built a similar device to grant the Enterprise safe passage through Garuda's Tempest, did he not?
Floopsy just said that.
Begging your pardon, my lady, but to give credit where it's due, this is something I heard from an old arcanist friend of mine.
It makes little difference who thought of it first, so long as it works. Beg the specifications of this device from your friend, and I shall pass them on to our people at Naldic and Vermelis. But before we proceed any further, I would voice one concern. Piercing Garuda's defenses is one thing. Suppressing Leviathan's attacks, quite another. In matters of science, I am as a babbling babe, but I cannot well imagine that such a feat would be possible without a veritable mountain of corrupted crystals. The question being, do we have a ship big enough to bear such a burden?
Mayhap not, Admiral, but two might. Recall you the tale of Mistbeard's greatest haul? It is said that he lashed 2 ships together, side by side, the better to bear his plunder. By your leave, we might attempt to repeat the trick. The gods know it would be quicker than building a new vessel.
Mistbeard did this. Truly, Marshal, upon the subject of the Pirate King, you are as a scholar.
Now, from what I have gleaned of these matters, the device will need to be in close and constant proximity to the target. To wit, we must lash our twin vessel to Leviathan. This in itself will be no small feat. ramming speed will be required. But given the weight of the cargo, that will only be attainable with the aid of a towing vessel. Suffice it to say, the task of piloting said vessel will entail considerable danger, and I would not ask it of another. I volunteer myself.
'Twill be dangerous for all involved, but we have no better recourse. Very well. Commodore, assemble the remnants of the fleet at Morabee Bay. Give priority to our soundest vessels. The repairs can wait. Storm Marshal Slafierson, command of the operation is yours. I want that twin vessel ready to sail post-haste.
At once, Admiral.
Definitely not Sid Garland in disguise.
And then there is the small matter of slaying the beast. The fate of Limsa Lominsa rests upon your shoulders once again. Go well, Warrior of Light.
Floopsy will use his new sword style to kill the beast. Floopsy really liked the way you kick ass. Beings held as gods also exist in what you call the Far East. Legends tell us that they walked among us in days of yore, but I confess that I never truly believed them. That I should live to behold one is humbling and horrifying in equal measure. Now that I have come face to face with the primal, I do begin to understand why the Garleans fear them so. Excuse you! What is it? A message, Admiral! I trust it best that it be delivered at once. I'm listening. According to the Yellow Jackets, a man has appeared who claims to have defeated Leviathan. What of the company of heroes? The details are yet hazy, Admiral. We have dispatched one of our own to question the individual. I am disinclined to put any store behind his claim, and even should it be true, it is as Y'shtola said, none save the company of heroes have bested Leviathan, and we know how they went about it. This man is of their number. What could he tell us that we do not know already? And yet, having wagered Limsa's survival on 2 ships, some rope, and a pile of crystals, can we afford to ignore this man? If his testimony could yield us any manner of advantage, should we not hear it? Damn it all. The twin vessels will soon be ready. We have no time to wait for the Maelstrom's report on the supposed Primal Slayer's claims. Elder, seek him out and learn what he knows. At the very least, it will spare you the torment of waiting for the reckoning in idleness. The man you are looking for is believed to be a resident of the Grave Fleet in Lower Lenosia. The Storm private sent to question him should already be in the vicinity. Major, any proof of... The fuck were my toesies diddling with? Oh, it's a rubber band on the floor. Floopsy will talk to you later. Bye. Damn it, Floopsy, why do you have to be so awkward? She's probably too young for Floopsy anyways. Looked it up. In-game, she's supposed to be 26. Maybe one day, Floopsy will find an elder lady or elder man who can kick ass like Floopsy does. Until that day, Floopsy will continue to ride solo. The burden of being a video game protagonist and also a senior citizen? How do you find love interests? Ah, shit! Not you again! Now look here, you'll have your bloody story right after you carry these sacks of grain over to the mill. But sir, that's what you said before when you had me pick those oranges for you, and before I mucked out the chocobo stables, and before I rolled that millstone over to the mill, and also before... Gods, man, I've worked 3 days straight without a wink of sleep. 3 days! And you hear me complaining? Bah, I suppose some of us just ain't made of the rougher stuff. Alright, I'll give you what you want. Never let it be said that old Truck Tomb ain't a generous soul. Now, prick up your ears, 'cause I won't be repeating myself. Too modest, see? Besides, there's only so much epicness a man can take in one sitting, you ken? Ahem, the tale of Truck Tomb's epic victory over the dread primal Leviabetus. Now, Leviabetus! Huge! Make no mistake. To give you an idea how big, each of his scales is about as wide across as me members long. Ew. And that's no mean feat, let me tell ye. When I fought him, I could barely see for all the brine he was pelting me with. Must have been a lagoon's worth at least. He even knocked me trusty axe out of me hand at one stage. Of course, that proved to be a grave mistake. What happened next? I grabbed him by the tail and tied him up in knots. But knots wanting to take all the glory for myself, I let me mates in the company of heroes handle the rest. Like I said, I'm modest as well as heroic. Mayhap too modest. Now there's some that say you can never truly beat Leviabetus. That you've got to learn to live with him and make the best of a bad situation. Not the company, though. Him! Wow! It's you! I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I was just enjoying the attention, is all. Taking back everything I said. I was never part of the company of heroes. I'm no marauder. I'm actually a complete coward. I'm nothing. I'm chocobo dung. No, I'm the maggots you find regular in the brown and the chocobo dung. I have to lie to women to tumble 'em, and that don't happen much. Me member's tiny. It's pathetic. I sure as hell didn't fight Leviabetus, but I have seen him with me own eyes. 'Twas a fair years back when I was working as a barker's hand. I was shirking me duties one day loitering about the harbor when I saw it. A great big massive sea serpent some malms off the coast with a fleet of galleons making straight for it, cannons firing. I was so bloody scared I soiled myself right there and then. Ah, oh gods, just remembering that day made me soil myself all over again. Heh, wait, if you're asking after Leviabetus, means you're planning to fight him, ain't ye? Well, take care. He really is terrible, dreadful, I tell ye. If you're not careful, you'll end up in his gullet or at the bottom of the sea. Why, you worthless, lying whoreson! Can't believe you made me handle chocobo dung! Elder, this is Minfilia. Were you able to learn art of use against Leviathan? I beg your pardon? Leviabetus? I see. This is unfortunate. At any... Your elder, at any rate, I have tidings for ye. The twin vessel is now complete. You okay, Minfilia? We await you at the Moor Bay docks. Pray make your way here as soon as you are able. These voices just kind of slip together occasionally. You do this for a couple hours. Yeah. Minfilia's voice, Tractum's voice, Thancred's voice, Floopsy's voice. What's the difference, huh? What is the difference? For all you know, any of them could be my real speaking voice. Probably not. I've talked to you guys regularly since then. I've talked to you guys normally. If you have seen the special long episode, or actually thank you guys for watching. And if you haven't, I don't care. If you're joining from halfway in on our journey just to see Leviathan before not worrying about the main plot of A Realm Reborn, get back where you belong, mister. Who am I to judge? I'm just happy you're here. Anyway, we've arrived! If you were perhaps 20 years older, Floopsy would ask you out for tea and cakes. But as that's not possible, Floopsy will not do this. I'm told your jaunt to the Grey Fleet proved fruitless. My sympathies, lad. I'll wager it served to take your mind off the events of recent days, though. That it did. But enough of that nonsense. The moment of truth is upon us. The twin vessel, the Whirl Eater I call her, is complete, and she surpasses all my expectations. In addition to her prodigious tonnage, she has been fitted with a platform that you and yours might maneuver freely in battle. I would mention also that she is nigh unsinkable, but I'm not one to tempt fate. The Whirl Eater and her crew stand ready, my friend. Just give the word, and we shall bear you to Leviathan.